Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States and a global icon of peace and humanitarianism, has passed away at the age of 100. The Carter Center, the nonprofit organization he founded to promote democracy and human rights worldwide, confirmed his death. Carter died peacefully on Sunday afternoon at his home in Plains, Georgia, surrounded by family and loved ones. His passing marks the end of an extraordinary journey, one that spanned a century and left an indelible mark on history. A life of service and resilience. Born on October 1, 1924, in Plains, Georgia, James Earl Carter Jr. grew up in a modest farming community. His early years were marked by the values of hard work, humility, and service, instilled in him by his parents. Carter's father was a successful local businessman and farmer, while his mother, a registered nurse, inspired his lifelong commitment to compassion and care for others. Carter graduated from the United States Naval Academy in 1946 and began a career as a naval officer, serving aboard submarines and specializing in nuclear propulsion. However, after the untimely death of his father in 1953, Carter returned to Georgia to manage the family's peanut farm. This decision marked the beginning of his foray into politics and public service. Rise in politics. From Georgia to the White House. Carter entered politics in the early 1960s, serving 2 terms in the Georgia State Senate before being elected governor of Georgia in 1970. As governor, Carter made headlines with his progressive stance on racial equality, declaring in his inaugural speech that the time for racial discrimination is over. His leadership style emphasized inclusivity and the promotion of civil rights, setting him apart in a deeply divided South. In 1976, Carter's outsider status and emphasis on honesty and integrity propelled him to the presidency during a time of national disillusionment following the Watergate scandal. As president, he championed human rights as a cornerstone of American foreign policy, a principle that became his administration's hallmark. Despite economic challenges, including high inflation and energy crisis, Carter's presidency was defined by significant achievements, such as the Camp David Accords, which brokered peace between Egypt and Israel, and the establishment of the Department of Energy and the Department of Education. Challenges and criticism. Carter's presidency, however, was not without its difficulties. The Iranian hostage crisis, which began in 1979 and lasted 444 days, overshadowed much of his tenure and contributed to his defeat in the 1980 presidential election to Ronald Reagan. His administration also grappled with economic stagnation and rising unemployment, leading to low approval ratings by the end of his term. Despite these challenges, Carter's commitment to ethics and morality in governance laid the groundwork for his post-presidential transformation into a revered global statesman.